All right, guys, welcome back to the Adoptology podcast. Today, I have a very special guest with a very unique and a very inspiring story. Today, on here, I have Castera Charles. Should I go by Charles or should I go by your other last name?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Castera has a very unique and just a crazy story, and just it's awesome. And I can't wait for you guys to hear it and just take it in. So I'm just gonna let him take it from here. Castera, would you mind sharing your story, please?
I was born in Haiti, going through struggles such as sickness, malnutrition, and then one day I was captured into child slavery by random people. Also, at the time, I didn't know I had a disability, like learning disability and hearing loss. So I was in the street living with my older brother, and we were eating from trash. We were sleeping on trash. And at the time, we weren't living with my biological parent because either they gave me up or I got in the street. So then I got captured into child slavery and was forced to work. And at the time, I was at the age of 3. So I was captured at about the age of 3 in the child slavery. So I was a kid. Well, and what they did to me was, they branded me right here. I don't know how well you can see it. So then, there were many different people there that they would force to, go through hunger, sleep on floors, didn't respect them, and just forced to work. And at the time, my chances of living and having a good life was very low. So, I'm going through that, struggling and struggling. And one day, a white woman just saw something. She told them she wanted to rescue me from child slavery for 60 bucks. 60 bucks. 60 bucks, I bet.
$60.
So she rescued me for 60 bucks. And then she told the people to cover the name on my left arm right here. So they burned it again. And then at the time I was put in an orphanage by the missionary who rescued me. I was still struggling there, going through sickness, malnutrition, disability. And the orphanage was better, but there was still a lot of struggles, And,
Yeah.
there still really wasn't opportunity for me to get better. All it was just taking care of me and other kids. And all we had was a get by, routine. That was it. And so then one day I got picture of the white family known as the Mastro Alo family. They were looking to adopt another kid. So they had 2 older girls, and they're about 10 years older than I am. And they saw me, and my mom always tells me the first thing she liked about me was my smile. Then after that, it was a process. It wasn't easy. It wasn't just, oh, we can get them now. We had to go through paperwork, language translation, bodyguard, and then transportation. But again, that same missionary who rescued me,
Yeah.
that she would bring me to America. And the first place that I went to was Florida, which is where I am now. And she had other kids that was supposed to, go with her, but
Yeah.
make it through. Then I met my adopted family, and this is where I was struggling with, adjusting the American life. First, they saw me, I'm I'm like, starstruck. I'm looking around, and first thing I do is I go to the bathroom in the planter because in Haiti we didn't know about toilet or anything, so I just assumed
Yeah.
to go to the bathroom anywhere I wanted.
Trust me, I've been there.
So I went to see there. My mom and dad both looked, adopted parents looked, and they
Hmm.
looked and looked and said, "We need to teach Cass how to use the bathroom." So then, many more struggles came as we then arrived to Ohio, which was my second plane ride. So as we got out of the plane,
Hmm.
I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this white thing. What is that? And I saw snow that my mom was telling me about. And then the air,
Oh yeah. The snow. Oh my gosh, the snow. Bro, I have a blanket around right now, brother.
that was the struggle. And so
Hmm.
I had, I didn't have like the right thin run, but I did have a long sleeve, but I didn't have a coat. I was just thinking, oh, I'm fine, but no, I didn't like it. And it was not fun to deal with because I had to, stay in Ohio for a long time. Anyway, then, you know, um, family welcomed me. My two older sisters welcomed me.
Yeah.
Then we go to the house and my adopted parents, great people, always supported me, gave me opportunities. But, with that, like you said, you thought it was going to be just like playtime and, do whatever I want.
Yeah.
And I would tell people, I'm happy that I'm in a better life. America
Yeah.
is not a perfect world. You still have to work hard for it. And that
Yeah. Hmm.
adopted parent taught me. So with that came some struggles like
Hmm.
um, eating too much cheese. I was thinking, I was gonna one night I decided that I was gonna go out of my room and eat all the cheese and man, the next day I didn't feel good. I was
Yeah. I feel good.
right. Yeah. I was overeating, and my parents
Yeah.
be like, slow down, to fight for your food anymore. And that
Wow.
the other struggles were like learning the American culture. Now,
Yeah.
I never knew my biological family or, you know, really had connection with them. They told me, my adopted parents told me, they said, hey, we want you to learn English, but at the same time, we want you to keep your Haitian.
Korea. Creole. Yeah.
And so much respect for that. They said, keep your Haitian culture. So I'm learning American culture. And as I'm learning it, it's a struggle because, you know, like, like I said, I have a learning disability that, I've struggled with so much in my life. And when it got time to go to school, other kids my age were already ahead of me. They
Mm.
were picking up things faster than I was, and I was, frustrated with it. And so that's where, that my parents were like looking into like tutors and speech therapy and many other things, but they didn't realize I also had hearing loss. So the first time I got my hearing test, it was at the school, and the school thought I was just, being silly, surprised with all the headphone stuff. Really, it wasn't me just saying, wow, it was that I had hearing loss. And then we went to the doctors and kept doing tests after that. Same result. The doctors said, yeah, your son is hard of hearing. So that's when I got hearing aids, and I used it for school and many other things. And then, as I was, struggling in school, was trying to find things that would help me with my life. So
Yeah.
started doing sports, tried soccer, wasn't my thing. Baseball, did it for a few years, did basketball for a few years, track, and then football. Found that in fifth grade, my first time getting on the field. Again, this was a struggle with the learning disability. I didn't know the
Mm-hmm.
yet, and my dad and other coaches on the team were in fifth grade, decided they were going to risk it and let me score. And so then I got the game winning touchdown. And that's when I knew I could be more than just, a kid who was struggling from Haiti.
Yeah.
Since then, football has really helped me a lot. And also the time I was working out to help me with my struggle of PTSD and, just my adopted family really being supportive of me, getting me through. And I went to an all white school.
Yeah.
The all white school, they didn't see the big picture, that I saw. And being the only one that's hard of hearing and black was a struggle. And my parents both noticed that. And so, they were looking for many opportunities, like, in a diverse gym that I worked out and met my mentor. And then, football camps and just many other opportunities. And that's where I got the opportunity to go and play at Gallaudet University. Now, Gallaudet University is a deaf, hard of hearing school in DC that I played at for 4 years, 2019 to 2023, even though I graduated in 2024. And it also allowed me to continue schooling, which I didn't have back in Haiti. I was happy to have the opportunity to graduate both high school and college. The major I was in was physical education and
Mm-hmm.
creation. Then, I didn't know how to tell my story to people when I was a kid. So as I got older, I started learning more about Haiti and just telling my story around as I got older. And, you know, just looking at people like you, seeing your story has helped me also tell my story. And then, my mom and dad helping me and other Haitians that knew me. And then this story I think is great. And me and you just telling our story is great because I think it gives us the opportunity to tell people that, you know, you're going to have a tough life no matter,
Yeah.
and you're going to struggle. But, and I always go by, it,
Yep.
move inside. That's what I always
Survive and thrive.
fit.
I love that.
That's my story.
Wow. Wow. Honestly, I thought I'm pretty sure that's that you could make that like a whole day's worth of story.
Yes.
And I'm just surprised that you compressed that in 18 minutes. I just want to say thank you so much for sharing that. Like that isn't insane. Cause like growing up, like before we get into the hard questions, like growing up, like this is my story. Growing up, like I got when I was in Haiti, when I was before I got to the orphanage, I always got told about what a Restavek is and how Haiti's, sex trafficking and child trafficking ring is so huge there. And that's why parents are so attentive to their kids. And that's why my mom took so long trying to find an orphanage to put me in. Like, just I heard that all my life during the orphanage, and even here in America, I didn't really know. Like, I never really know anybody that really experienced that. So you coming here and telling your story so fully and so transparently is just awesome. And it just like it touches my heart. Like it's just wow. Because like that could have been my life easily. Like that could have
Mhm.
easily been my life, and that's still people's lives in Haiti till this day. Somebody's arrested. There's a kid who's arrested right now, and you were 3, and that's your first memory of Haiti. That's your first memory. That's crazy. And my first memory in Haiti was like my father passing away. Like we both went to 2 different type of PTSD, but like it could have been. It's just wow. It's just like the things we started like as orphans. Like our first memory, it was just a PTSD moment. It was just some traumatic moment. I'm like, it's insane. We like, wow. Like I really hope anybody who's heard his story is just like really inspired or just like or touch some part of you. Take it how you want to, but like this is amazing. The first question, you've mentioned the word Restavek. When you tell your story, does that feel heavy to you? Does that like weigh on you still?
When I was a kid, yeah, it did. I mean, at the time, I didn't know how to tell my story, but now
Yeah.
that I have a better understanding of it, it's not as bad because, I'm able to open up about it to people now, just tell it. And I want to be able to open up because, sometimes American people will ask, but, why is he different from us? Why is his voice, why does he communicate differently? So yeah, I think I don't think it's as bad as when I was a kid. I'm able
Yeah.
to inspire so many people with it now.
Yeah, that's so much deeper too. It goes even deeper because like you don't even know what was trauma
Mhm.
until years later. You don't even know I wasn't supposed to be treated this way until years later. You don't even know what the word Restavik was until you pretty much got here. Like you didn't know what it
I
was.
didn't think, I thought it was a normal life.
Yeah, like you thought like that was your normal.
Mhm.
But like now that's like that was not good. It's just because like back in the day, I thought all the struggles I went to was normal.
Mhm.
I thought not eating 3 meals a day or let alone even one was normal. I thought not showering for day. I thought not all of the sickness we were going through was normal until like, oh my God. I got to the open edge and I started learning
Mhm.
how to be more civilized and more like, it's just a lot that goes into it. So how do you end up being part of the deaf community and the black community at the same time?
Handling it in the handling being black and hard of hearing at the same time in the white community was tough. But, thankfully, I think the support of my adoptive family really has helped me so much through it and just made life easier for me because they were always there for me because they knew, that people were going to give me funny looks. People were gonna assume things, and yeah, it was a big change for me coming from Haiti.
Yeah, I can relate with so much in that learning how things work here, and then learning how because my family is all white, but not really. It's just my mom. She's really the only Caucasian woman in the family. But they all look white, so that's what people would say if they didn't know them. But like, okay, so I know this question is probably gonna be a no for you because you've mentioned that like you didn't even know you had disabilities until you started trying to learn languages and trying to learn school, and your parents didn't even recognize that. And you mentioned that like when they first saw you, they noticed your big bright smile.
Mm.
But I'm still gonna ask this question: do you feel like people see your trauma before they see you?
I don't think they know about it. I do think they will look at me like, he's different from us. I'm curious
Yeah.
about what kind of a person is. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay. Next question. What's your relationship like with your adopted parents right now? Like now?
My relationship is great with my adoptive parents. Growing up, they've always supported me through life, sports, or anything. So it's always been great.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm so glad you got to experience that because I can say the same thing. We were both put in some great families, but that's not the case for everybody. And this is really why I had the Adoptology podcast is just to discover the stories and talk about them. So like, thank you for saying that. Okay, so this following question, you mentioned football, how it helped you get better, it helped you heal. So like, what exactly did football and fitness really play in your healing? What part of it, what aspect of it really got your mind focused and got your mind right and got your healing process underway?
Football and fitness really helped me with my trauma. It helped me with like my anger, sadness, and disability. It helped me pay attention more, and most of all, it helped me meet new people, opportunity, and it just kept me busy from getting in trouble and with
Mm-hmm.
real life problems, positive, negative.
Yeah.
What it taught me.
Yeah, I can relate with that because like a lot of the lessons I know now, a lot of the life lessons I know now that I passed on to kids even younger than me
Mhm.
is stuff that I learned in football because I played football for 7 years. I've been working out for a decade now, and it's just like I know the healing aspects of being in a sport, being in that community where you push iron, you push men around. It's just the vibe. It taught you how not to be only be a man, but it built character, it built strength and determination. So I can relate on that strongly. Like everything you say, yeah, I got that. I perfectly understand that. So I'm glad I asked that question because a lot of people probably don't understand the aspect of tackling because they just think it's like a bunch of dudes are throwing themselves around all day. But yeah, the repetition, the rhythm of football, the getting up when you fall down or when you're tackling like that is really how life works. You get pushed down, you got to get back up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta throw a Hail Mary and hopefully you catch it. Sometimes you gotta take that risk. Sometimes it has to be well calculated. Sometimes you only can go 1 yard. Sometimes you only need 1 yard to win the game.
Right.
So like I do relate with that. So thank you so much for saying that. Okay, this next question is if you could say something to the caster still in the streets of Port-au-Prince. By the way, guys, I also was born in Port-au-Prince too. So this is amazing. But if you could say something to the caster still in the street of Port-au-Prince, what would you tell him?
People of Port-au-Prince, I would tell them my favorite saying again: survive.
Survive and thrive. I love that.
Keep going. You never know. There's always someone watching. There's always someone. It doesn't matter what age you are. Someone that's willing to give you an opportunity, and that you don't have to live that life. That we both went to. We
Yeah.
can do better, even if you're just still in Haiti. Help Haiti make an improvement.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in Haiti right now, but Haiti's biggest issue has always been biggest issue is their selfishness. That's always been their biggest. That's their selfishness. They're too greedy. They're way too greedy, and that's why they're always in poverty. Everybody wants everything. They don't have that kind of community to just grow. Even though Haitians do have that big smile, but like,
Question for you: how do you feel
what's up?
other countries like view Haiti? Do you think like they look down on Haiti, or like?
First of all, actually, I'm so happy you asked this question because I'm always thinking about it. Cause actually, let's start closer to home.
Yeah.
So you know how Haiti and Dominican Republic share the same island, but they hate each other, and Dominican really hate Haitians because they think Haitians are like monkeys, pretty much. They think they're animals. Like even though they have a lot of the same struggles we went to,
Right.
but they're still fighting. They still think Haiti is lower than them. You know what I'm saying? Even though the Dominican is as probably corrupt as Haiti's government, like it's bad. Cuba, all of it. But like you see, even though they share the same island, they pretty much damn near have the same history. And then boom, they hate each other. So that's just like the hate. Even at home is crazy. Even Haitians think down on Haitians. Like they killed their own president not a few years ago. So like you can just stay at home. There's enough hate at home to worry about the hate going on around the world.
Right.
So I know a lot of countries, they don't really hate Haiti. They look down on Haiti.
Yeah, they just doubted Haiti. And I feel like the same way with a lot of American people.
Yeah.
I feel like they do look down on Haiti, but in reality, no country is perfect.
Yeah, no country's perfect. No country. Because also think about this. Haiti, Americans, every other country has their hands in Haiti. Their hands in Haiti. They're controlling the government. They're corrupting it. They're bribing. They're keeping Haiti from advancing. It's not just Haiti. It's the hands that are in Haiti. The hands that Haiti lets
Holding them
touch Haiti.
back,
Yeah. It's like they want that white approval so bad. They want that French approval so bad. Even France is doing us dirty. They owe us like how much like $40 billion, I think. It's just insane. So like even then, like, they don't need that $40 billion. What are they gonna do with it? They're probably gonna waste it somewhere, which is kind of true. They need to establish, but it's crazy how it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But hold on. Let's enter into a closing reflection. I know we could probably rant about Haiti all day. Let's set up for another podcast.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna invite you to the podcast, The Mesh, and we're gonna talk about culture stuff for Haiti.
Yeah.
But right now, let's close out this adoptology. So, I have three things I want to touch on. This is an open floor. You can talk about it now. So, can you talk? Obviously, you have a resilient personality. You've been through it all, and look at you, big smile, your face glows. So, like, can you talk a little bit more about the resilience of the Haitian spirit? Because I know Haitians are strong, hard workers. So, like, talk about that.
As a Haitian, I always look at myself as a survivor, you know.
Yeah.
And like you said, I'm a positive person, and Haitian people are some of probably the happiest people.
Wow. Haitians, like I said, like the smile is one of the first things that people notice about Haitians.
Mm.
So, like, hold on, Halachi, I'm gonna ask this one last. Okay, so this following question is, what adoption can't fix, and what love still can? Because you told me your story. Your adopted family completely transformed your life.
Mhm.
They completely transformed your life. They provided the support. They provided the love. So, like, what can love fix that adoption can't?
I always tell people that it's not like blood who really loves you. And I think is that both of our family, adoptive family, didn't see the colors or the different
Yeah.
personality we had. I think they saw more in, that we both got big hearts, and that we both are young men that, are going through a tough world where people are going to look at us different, but at the same time, they know that we're going to succeed, and that we only continue to survive and thrive through all the things that are thrown at us.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's just awesome. Thank you so much for saying that. Also, is Survive and Thrive your brand?
Yes.
It's your brand? Perfect. I was hoping it is. Because, like, you made that shirt.
Yeah. When I was a kid, yeah.
So you sell that shirt?
Yes, I got the shirt. I can send you the link if you like.
But yeah, did the profits go to you?
Yeah, it goes to me, and then when we started it, we also help like donate to also to help out.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so I want you to say the link, say the Instagram if you have an Instagram for it, or where people can buy, because I want to help you as much as I can. Right now, this podcast doesn't have a listeners, but I know one day it's gonna have hundreds of thousands. And this video is always gonna be up. This podcast is always gonna be up, and I want them to always be supporting you if they want to support you. And I know they will after hearing your story and seeing your personality. Dude, I want you to have a life where, because obviously you like to help people, okay? So I want you to be financially free just so you could do that. So plug in all your information about your shirts, your brand, future projects that you have coming up, anything you want to do, because I promise you these people will want to help you. So, because you're helping them, believe it or not, you're helping them. You're opening their mind to new possibilities in adoption. So I'm going to give you the next, however long you want to take to talk about your brand, where they can find you and plug everything. All right, you go.
So when I was a kid, my mom, she's a major in English, with so many things. And when I was a kid at the time, I didn't understand how to tell my story. And so she came up with this idea, and she thought, hey, this kid been through a lot. He's doing really well, and making the best of life.
Mhm.
So then she was looking for a saying, and so then we came up with the idea, and we decided Castera Charles, survive and thrive. That's what the CC stands for.
Wow, amazing. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And that's when, as I got older, as I told my story, I always, promoted survive and thrive, and always told people that's the thing I would use to help inspire them. And then back during COVID year, as you know, we all got bored, and this is where I found you.
Yeah, my God, we've known each other for 4 or 5 years. That's insane. Oh my gosh, that's insane to think about.
So yeah, TikTok. I just randomly got TikTok. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing that. But then, I was at my parents' house my freshman year of college in 2020. And I'm sitting here like, well, I got my workout done. I did my schoolwork. So what else is there for me to do? So I got into TikTok, made a
That's exactly what happened.
made a few,
Yo.
and I was just doing random things like talking about working out and just all that fun stuff. And so then I saw some adoption video from another person. I made an adoption video and it got like millions and millions of views. And people told me, hey, you should tell your story, should post
Yeah.
more. And
Mm-hmm.
when I, looked back and saw some of the stories that are on Google about me from, the local newspaper that I was put in, and many other internet stories about me from Haiti. And so that's when this is where I should look into Survive and Thrive. And then that's when I kept telling my story. And my mom said, we should look into like maybe looking into shirts, decal, hoodies, and all that fun stuff. And that's where
Yeah, I'll definitely be ordering some of that. You said hoodie, you hooked in now. I'm gonna order some for my whole family. So thank you for saying that.
social media is Castera Charles, CASTERACHARLES. The same name for all my social media. And then right now, I'm also working on a book and not finished yet, so we won't see that.
Wow, look at this entrepreneur. That's awesome, brother.
Yes, sir. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey, thank you so much for saying that. I want to say thank you so much for coming out here. Or it took you so long to get you in.
But still, I was looking at it like this is different from Zoom and Google Meet. But hey, no worry, because I was really excited about this opportunity to meet you, and I'm sure you were too, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I really appreciate it. So thank you. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up right here. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Caster, would you like to say goodbye to the audience before I close out?
Thank you all for watching me, and thank you all for the support. Survive and thrive.
Survive and thrive, guys. Thank you for watching.